on this calculus homework, so I was wondering if you can help.
Yeah, Brenda, what is it?
The homework is rationalizing limits, and I have no clue how to start. Could you please show me number 53 in the book?
Sure, 1 second. Number 53. The problem is the limit as x approaches 0 of the square root of x plus 5 minus square root of 5 over x. So, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the whole thing by the conjugate, which is the square root of x plus 5 plus the square root of 5 over the same exact thing in the bottom. And then we're going to multiply the top together to give us x plus 5 plus the square root of x plus 5 square root of 5 minus the square root of x plus 5 times the square root of 5 minus just plain 5 all over x on the outside times the square root of x plus 5 plus the square root of 5. And now we're going to cancel. These two cancel, the 5's cancel, and these x's cancel, leaving us with the limit as x approaches 0 of 1 over square root of x plus 5 plus the square root of 5. And now we can plug 0 into the problem, which makes it equal 1 over the square root of 0 plus 5 plus square root of 5, which equals the square root, which equals 1 over the square root of 5 plus square root of 5, which equals just 2 square root of 5. 1 over 2 square root of 5. But we have a problem. We can't leave the square root in the bottom, so we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by square root 5 over square root of 5, which leaves us with square root 5 over 10. And that is our limit.
Thanks, Ashley. I get it now. Thank you.
I'm happy to help anytime you need me.
Hey, Michelle. You know how we're rationalizing limits in calculus? I really don't get this. Can you help?
Yeah, I'll help. I'm going to show you how to do number 55. That's what I'm on right now. So, 1 second, I'll show you. Alright, so on number 55, we see the limit as x approaches 4 of the square root of x plus 5 minus 3 over x minus 4. So at first, we want to multiply by its conjugate to get the square root out of the top. So x plus 5 plus 3 over x plus 5 plus 3 is going to be its conjugate. So when we multiply that, we're going to get the limit as x approaches 4, and we want to keep on putting the limit as x approaches 4 until we actually plug 4 in. So the limit as x approaches 4 is what we're going to do. And we're going to FOIL this, which we're going to do the first, which is as x plus 5, the square root of x plus 5 times the square root of x plus 5 will just equal x plus 5 plus, negative 3 plus the outside or inside, either or, which will be plus 3 square root of x plus 5 minus 3 square root of x plus 5, and then the 3's will multiply and it'll be minus 9 all over x minus 4, and we want to keep this outside because it might cancel later, times x plus 5 plus 3. And so we'll cancel all these out, the 3 and the negative 3 times the x plus square root of x plus 5. They'll cancel. And so now we're left with the limit as x approaches 4 of x plus 5 minus 9 over x minus 4, the square root of x plus 5 plus 3. Okay, and now we can add these together, which will give us the limit as x approaches 4, x minus 4 over x minus 4 times the square root of x plus 5 plus 3. And see, these will cancel, which will give you the limit as x approaches 4, 1 over the square root of x plus 5 plus 3. And so now what we want to do is we want to plug the 4 in because we can plug it in and it won't get 0 now. So when we plug the 4, when we get 1 over the square root of 4 plus 5 plus 3, which is 1 over the square root of 9 plus 3, which equals 1 over the square root of 3 plus 3, which equals 1/6. So overall, you get the limit as x approaches 4, the square root of x plus 5 minus 3 over x minus 4 equals 1/6. And that's your answer. Did you get that, Brenda?
Thanks, Michelle. It's becoming a bit clearer now. Thanks. Okay, I pretty much get it now, but I could still use a bit more detail. Well, let's see if Jacob can help. Hey, Jacob, have you done your calculus homework yet?
Of course, Brenda. You know I always do my homework first.
Okay, then show me how to do number 56.
56. The limit as x approaches 3 is the square root of x plus 1 minus 2 all over x minus 3. To start off, you're going to want to multiply by the conjugate of the numerator, which is the top half of the fraction, which will be the square root of x plus 1 plus 2 over the square root of x plus 1 plus 2, which is kind of like us multiplying by 1. For the top, you're going to want to FOIL it. So the first would be the limit as x approaches 3 of the square root of x plus 1. Oops, that was a mistake. Will be x plus 1 plus 2 square root of x plus 1 minus 2 square root of x plus 1 minus 4 over x minus 3, which you do not want to distribute yet in hopes of being able to cancel later in the problem, times the square root of x plus 1 plus 2. Now you can cancel the insides of the top because a number plus that's negative will cancel, and you have the limit as x approaches 3 over x plus 1 minus 4 over x minus 3 times square root of x plus 1 plus 2. At the top, you have two like terms, therefore you can simplify to the limit as x approaches 3 of x minus 3 over x minus 3 times the square root of x plus 1 plus 2. The x minus 3 on top and bottom can then be cancelled, leaving you with the limit of x approaching 3 of 1 over the square root of x plus 1 plus 2. And you can now plug in, which will give you 1 over the square root of 3 plus 1 plus 2, which simplifies to 1 over the square root of 4 plus 2, which is 1 over 2 plus 2, which is 1/4, which is your limit. As in case you're wondering, the reason I left and kept rewriting the limit as x approaches 3 so many times is you can't stop writing it until you're ready to plug in 3. That helped, Brenda.
Okay, thanks, Jacob. Okay, so for number 54, limit as x approaches 0, square root of 2 plus x minus square root of 2 divided by x. So what I should do is since I can't plug the 0 in here, I should multiply the whole thing by the conjugate of this, which is just flipping this number right here. So square root of 2 plus x plus square root of 2 all over the same thing, because to make it equal 1. So yeah. So limit as x approaches 0, so go from there to there. That would be 2 plus x. And then from here to here, that would be minus 2 plus x to the square root of 2. And then you do, these plus square root of 2 plus x to the square root of 2. And then as I do these, negative square root of 2 times positive square root of 2, the square roots would cancel out, so that would leave a 2 right there. All over x times square root of 2 plus x plus square root of 2. There's square root there. And they said to leave this out in case it can cancel later. So it ends up that these two can cancel because it's plus and minus. And if it's out of parentheses right here, that would be 2. These 2's would cancel out. So that leaves me with limit as x approaches 0, x over x plus, x times square root of 2 plus x plus square root of 2. Hey, these x's can cancel out. Okay, so I guess I'm left with limit as x approaches 0. Since it cancels out, that would be a 1 on top. All over square root of 2 plus x plus square root of 2. I don't think we can do any more, so they said to limit as x approaches 0. I can go ahead and plug 0 in. So square root of 2 plus 0 plus square root of 2. And that would equal 1 over square root of 2 plus square root of 2. And that would equal 1 over 2 times square root of 2 because I'm combining like terms. But then there's still that square root on the bottom. I guess I should multiply the square root of 2 divided by the square root of 2, and that would equal square root of 2 over 2 times 2 since these squares cancel out, and that would make a grand total of square root of 2 divided by 4. So final answer, limit as x approaches 0, the original problem, 2 plus x minus square root of 2 over x equals square root of 2 over 4.
That's it! Brenda!
Yeah!